Hello and welcome back to Music with Mascots. My mascot who was down here with me a minute ago has taken off. So you can go visit her in the first video. She likes the attention. Today we're going to be unboxing the Arthur Rubinstein Box. This is a big box. It is no longer being manufactured. If you want to buy this box, you've got to find it on eBay or another similar site, and just make sure you get pictures to confirm the condition. This one came to me from Japan. Took a little while to get here. The only defect is this little bit of label that's peeling up back here. There are two Arthur Rubinstein boxes. This one is the one I got, first of all, because it's less expensive. The music is all the same. But the way this is packaged is very cool. It's got a booklet with all of the albums and the album covers. And the CDs are all printed up in facsimiles of the original covers. So here you see Rubinstein's Nocturnes. This was the original cover that the vinyl would come with if you had it. And they're numbered in order. This is CD 101 and 102, so I can find the exact place where it was and put it back. They're in the order that they came in. There are a total of 144, two of which are DVDs. So in this set you get a DVD, Rubinstein Remembered, hosted and narrated by his son, John Rubinstein, who was an actor. Some of you might have watched the old TV series Crazy Like a Fox, where he starred in that. This is the 100th anniversary tribute. Originally broadcast as part of public television's award-winning American Masters series. This 100th anniversary tribute traces the great pianist's life from his origins in Lodz, Poland, through his final concert there in 1975, with a bunch of interviews. This one, the DVD, is the benefit recital for Israel that he did in 75, early in 75. So this was the last year he was performing. Beethoven's Sonata 23, the Appassionata. Schumann's Fantasystück. Claude Debussy, 3 pieces. Frédéric Chopin, Scherzo number 3, Etude in E minor, Etude in C sharp minor, Nocturne in F sharp minor, Polonaise in A flat major, Waltz in C sharp minor, and Mendelssohn Spinning Song without words. And then there's a presentation at the end of it. And then there are 3 CDs that are listed as bonus CDs. I don't know, they just came in the box. New highlights: Rubinstein at Carnegie Hall, recording the historic 10 recitals of 1961. All right. Those are the 3 bonus CDs. Now the other box, talking about that, I've got a few CDs that were packaged individually, and they have fewer CDs. There are something like 80, but a number of these albums are very short, so they could easily package them together, 2 on the same CD, and that gives them less less plastic necessary. Here they stayed true to the original album. What you're getting is the original album on a CD in the original cover, shrunk down to CD size. 23. And they also have, that also has a biography, not an album treatment like this. It has a biography of Rubinstein. I don't know if it has these. I don't know. And these are nice. The RCA Victor early recordings. The first bundle of 5 is 1928 to 1935. The next 4 are 1931 to 39, then 38 to 49, and these were all released on 78s. That's how old these are. The recording quality is surprisingly good, but you do hear the constant hiss in the background. But it's very interesting, and the first thing I did was pop into these CDs 6, 7, specifically 7 and 8, which are the nocturnes. Nocturnes are amongst my favorite pieces of music. Rubinstein performing them is my favorite. However, the performances that I was previously used to and have is the one that I showed you earlier. Where did it go? Yeah, this one, the complete nocturnes. I had that on CD with the different cover that they used in the other set, and all those covers are similar. These nocturnes are well worth listening to. They're beautiful recordings, but they're very different from the later recordings of the nocturnes. If you're really familiar with the newer recording, which I am, and you've listened to it many times over and over again, and you put these on, you would swear it's not Rubinstein. But it is. There are certain flourishes and touches that kind of give it away, but the tempi are different. The melodies are slightly different. This is a less mature Rubinstein, but still a brilliant pianist. These are different nocturnes, but you can listen to these on your own, on their own, and be perfectly satisfied with what you're listening to. Then CD 9 and CD 10 have the mazurkas, which I could live without the mazurkas if I had to choose something of Chopin's to not have. Luckily, I don't have to make that choice, but the mazurkas are not something that I go back to and listen to over and over again, and the nocturnes are. So what do you get? You get an early recording of Rachmaninoff's Piano Concerto No. 2, Liszt's Piano Concerto No. 1, with Grieg, the Grieg Concerto, Tchaikovsky No. 1, Chopin No. 2, Schumann Piano Concerto. And then you get some Beethoven sonatas, which are beautifully played. Other than Chopin, actually even with Chopin, I don't think he recorded absolutely everything. So he's not a completist. He's not trying to do all of the Beethoven sonatas, which is actually a good thing. I don't particularly like those sets necessarily. They've got to be a really good performance. Some of them are just not as good, to be honest with you, and I don't listen to as much. Schumann's Piano Quintet, Beethoven Concerto No. 3, Schubert Piano Trio, Beethoven Piano Trio No. 7, Fauré Piano Quartet No. 1, Brahms Piano Trio No. 1, Ravel's Piano Trio, Tchaikovsky's Piano Trio. And this, for example, that's with Heifetz and Piatigorsky, which a number of these are. So you're getting 3 phenomenal musicians. And yes, the recording quality is a little bit old, but it works. Chopin Scherzos 1 through 4, a collection of encores. Beethoven No. 4 Concerto. Chopin, the complete nocturnes again. So I'll have to listen to this too. We have a date on this? No, we don't, but we have another set of nocturnes. Be interesting to see if they're quite as different as the others. Chopin, 24 Preludes, Brahms, Piano Sonata, Chopin Polonaises, Chopin Piano Sonata number 2, which is my favorite. This is an older recording of the second sonata in B-flat minor. The newer one is the one that I've got on vinyl and have had for years, and it's also in here. Brahms, Concerto number 2, The Ceiling is Falling In on Me. Rachmaninoff, Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini. I think this is in here more than once also. Yeah. Phenomenal piece of music. Rubinstein's performances are outstanding. Schumann Cello Concerto and Brahms Cello Sonata number 1. That's an interesting. Okay, so this was released together. Side 1 is Piatigorsky playing the cello, and then side 2, Brahms Sonata in E minor, Rubinstein, Piatigorsky playing together. Franck and Strauss Violin Sonatas, Chopin Mazurkas, Polonaise, Grand Polonaise, Chopin Concerto number 1, Schumann, Carnival, Franck, Prelude, Choral, and Fugue, Brahms Concerto number 1, Brahms Intermezzi, Capriccio, Rhapsodies, Rubinstein plays Grieg, Chopin Waltzes, Beethoven Sonata number 23 and 8, Rubinstein plays Liszt, Hungarian Rhapsody, Consolation number 3, Hungarian Rhapsody, Liebestraum, Mephisto Waltz, Waltz Impromptu, Funerai, Granados, Beethoven Concerto number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5, all recorded with the Symphony of the Air, Cripps conducting, Saint-Saëns Concerto number 2, Franck Variations Symphonique, Rachmaninoff Concerto number 2, and Liszt Concerto number 1, Schumann Concerto, Rubinstein and Chopin. Impromptus, the Fantasy Impromptu is on this one. Beethoven Sonata number 21 and 18, Chopin Piano Concerto number 2, Brahms Piano Concerto number 2, Chopin Scherzos, Ballads, Beethoven Violin Sonatas, Grieg Piano Concerto, Liszt Piano Concerto number 1. So you see he's recorded a lot of these a number of times, so you can listen to different interpretations of his. I have not heard a bad interpretation, or what I would consider a bad interpretation, of anything that Rubinstein has done. Here is another Rhapsody on the theme of Paganini, along with Faya's Nights in the Garden of Spain. Piano Sonata, Brahms, Mozart Piano Concerto number 24, and Rondo K55511. Piano Sonatas 2 and 3. So this is the one that I have. Cover's different though. Mine was must have been a later pressing. I was not around back when this one was made. At least I don't think so. It doesn't give a date. Oh, 1961, I was in existence. Not that I was listening to Rubinstein. My parents were not classical music people. Chopin Piano Concerto number 1 again. Grieg Piano Concerto. Highlights from Rubinstein at Carnegie Hall. This must be the highlights that are not in the bonus CDs. Brahms Violin Sonatas 2 and 3, Beethoven Violin Sonata 8, Brahms Violin Sonata 1, Mozart Concertos 21 and 23, Beethoven Sonatas 14, Moonlight 26, Les Adieux, number 8, Pathétique, Schumann Carnival, Tchaikovsky, Piano Concerto number 1. Mozart, Concerto number 20, Haydn, Andante and Variations. Mozart, Piano Concerto number 17. Chopin Waltzes, number 1 through 14. Beethoven, Concerto number 5. A French program. I think I've got this one also on vinyl. Ravel, Poulenc, Fauré, and Chabrier. Beethoven Piano Sonata number 23, Appassionata, and number 3. Another Appassionata. Chopin Polonaises and Impromptus. Liszt Piano Sonata in B minor, Schubert's Wanderer Fantasy. Chopin, Barcarolle. Brahms, Concerto number 1, Complete Mazurkas. Piano Concerto number 3 by Beethoven. Brahms Piano Quintet, I've got that on vinyl. Chopin, the Complete Nocturnes. Again. Schumann Piano Concerto. This is the Complete Nocturnes here is again, that's the one that I've listened to over and over again. And I haven't listened to that second recording. That'll be interesting. Schumann Piano Concerto. Beethoven Piano Concerto number 4. Beethoven number 1. Chopin number 2. Fantasy Opus 13. Brahms, the Piano Quartets. The Guarneri Quartet. It was usually very good. And that's 7, 8, that's 3 CDs. Schubert Piano Sonata 21. Beethoven Piano Concerto number 2. Schumann Kreisleriana Saint-Saëns Piano Concerto number 2. The Brahms I Love, Rubinstein. Let's see what he loves best. Ballad in D minor, Ballad in D, Ballad in B minor, Ballad in B, Rhapsody in G minor, Intermezzo, B flat minor, Capriccio in B minor, Intermezzo in E minor, Intermezzo in E flat minor, and Rhapsody in B minor. Nice little collection. Dvorak Piano Quintet, Guarneri Quartet with Rubinstein. Brahms Piano Concerto number 2, that's with Ormandy conducting. Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto number 2 with Ormandy. Dvorak Piano Quartet with the Quintet. Quartet? The Guarneri Quartet? Piano Quartet. Violin, violoncello, only one violin. A piano quartet has 2 violins. Brahms Piano Trio and Schumann Piano Trio number 1. Fauré Piano Quartet. Guarneri Quartet. Schubert Piano Trios, numbers 1 and 2. Brahms Cello Sonata 1 and 2 with Piatigorsky. Beethoven Sonata 18, The Hunt, and Schumann Fantasy Stück. Beethoven Piano Concerto number 5. Mozart, 2 piano concertos. We're getting to the end. Beethoven Concerto number 4, Concerto number 3 with Barenboim conducting. That's a little different. Barenboim himself is a renowned pianist. Also a conductor. Bach Busoni, Chaconne. And Mozart's Rondo in A minor, Franck's Prelude, Choral, and Fugue. That would be very good. I don't have that. Schumann Symphonic Etudes, Arabesque. Ravel, Debussy, Albéniz. Beethoven Concerto 1 and 2 with Barenboim. So we're missing number 5. Saint-Saëns, Debussy, Granados, Albéniz, Schumann, Rubinstein, Mompou, Chopin, Rubinstein. 2 CDs, unreleased recordings. They're not unreleased anymore. Love that. And then this is the CD of the benefit concert for Israel. Then we have Brahms Concerto number 1 with Zubin Mehta and the Israel Philharmonic. Arthur Rubinstein in conversation with Martin Buxban and Nathaniel Johnson. If I haven't bored you to tears yet, maybe you were listening to what some of those were and drooling. I may have to grab something here and just bring it upstairs and play it. What should that be? Let's do the Prelude, Choral, and Fugue, the Chaconne and the Rondo. I have heard his recording of the Chaconne. Someone on YouTube had posted it. And again, you get the book, Arthur Rubinstein, the complete album collection. I'm not sure why, but the other set is more expensive. I paid, I think I found this set for $400. Be careful, make sure the condition is good if you're buying it. Also, the other set is usually around $900, which is what it sold for new. Sometimes I've seen it for $1,200. So that's US, for those of you who are outside the US. You can't go wrong. If you really want a nice box set and you really want some outstanding piano music, top notch all around, Rubinstein is the way to go. There you go. Thank you for joining me on Music with Mascots, and I hope you'll hit like and subscribe to help support the channel, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.